Skate, or Skate 4, whichever you want to call it, has a new event to, I think, celebrate Thanksgiving. And all I'm going to say is that I'm thankful the game is entering Season 2 in a few weeks, because this event quite literally added nothing. When I say the team did the bare minimum, I actually mean it this time. This is somehow worse than Skate-O-Ween, because whilst the majority of the Skate-O-Ween content was only really present in the community parks, at least we actually had challenges to do. This event has nothing, and I mean that literally. Now, obviously they did add a few new things, most notably new tasks to complete for a new currency that works the exact same as the chocolate coins did in the Skate-O-Ween event, and 3 new community parks in Goldcrest that will rotate daily. But this is all of the content. I even purposely waited a few days to see if they'll add anything as a, we're sorry kind of ordeal, like they did when they gave us 500 Sandvan bucks for completely free. But there is zilch, nada, nunca, absolutely nothing. It looks like they were short on time for this event, so they asked a few staff members to make a few community parks and said, fuck it, let's roll with that, because there's absolutely no point of playing for the rewards. There's a couple of new t-shirts, a cap, and a deck, along with some other smaller things like name cards, player icons, and stickers, all that kind of crap. But they're all kind of ass compared to what we got in the Skate-O-Ween event, which is weird to be saying because those rewards weren't great either. And yes, I know that really I shouldn't be comparing these two events because one is much more grander in scale compared to the other, since not everyone celebrates Thanksgiving, it's mainly an American thing, but would it have killed them to put in a tiny bit more effort when it comes to the content and rewards? We don't even have any new challenges, which is insane to me because they're making us do the same challenges on rotation for the next 2 weeks until Season 2 comes out. We didn't even get any new seasonal challenges like we usually do, so the only new content this week is the 7-play community parks and obviously the rewards for doing the task. It's just so lazy, and they've clearly only done it to up the player count from the embarrassing number that it was at the end of last week. That's probably the word I choose to sum up not only this event, but the current state of the game too. It's embarrassing. Nothing is being done to improve the game. There's still massive issues with party play, there's people stuck on the tutorial island still, and missions aren't properly progressing. But EA are so dead set on upping their numbers to meet profit margins that they're forgetting about the consumer experience. Newsflash, dipshit. If you care about the consumer experience, then you'll eventually reach profit margins because people will want to spend money on your good game rather than your dog shit game, which is what Skate currently is. I understand that they're pushing for it to make money in whatever ways possible because at the end of the day, the game is free to play and it needs to make the studio money so they can A, maintain the servers, and B, not go into the red when it comes to the overall budget for future games like NBA 2K77 and, whatever else they have in the works. But banking on nostalgia and adding a sprinkle of this new, more corporate feel to the game is absolutely not the way to do it. That's how you kill your game very swiftly. But that honestly just about does it for this video because the event is that lackluster. There's not really any point to completing the tasks if you don't like the rewards because you don't get anything else like rip chips. It's purely just this new currency, wooden nickels. In fact, there's no reason to play at all at the moment unless you want the platinum trophy, as, well, there's no new content or anything to try out other than the 3 new community parks, but those are honestly kind of a cop-out, and they don't really have that much to do with the quote-unquote event itself, other than, sharing the same theme, obviously. It's just so annoying because this game was, and, still sort of is years in the making, but there's fuck all to show for it because it feels half-baked and rushed. It really doesn't feel like it's had 5 years of work put into it, but lo and behold, it has actually been in production for a hot minute. 5 years is just the minimum, it could have been more. It's just embarrassing that this is the best that they can produce. It's so shit that they've had to do this event to pull in more players after the game's player numbers plummeted, almost begging for people to play their game because it has exciting new content. But this content is the most bare bones, bland, boring piece of slop shoehorned in last minute to make a quick buck before the start of the next season. EA doesn't care about your enjoyment or the Skate franchise, as a matter of fact. Let's be so fucking for real. It's just disappointing. Do better.